If you've ever been LARPing in your mom's basement while playing your favorite military video game and wished that you could play a Garand Thumb character, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. The comments section's crazy. It's out of control, just how it is. We're going to leave it like that. What's up, guys? Darkdally here, playing Ghost Recon Wildlands, and today I thought it was high time to make a character based on one of my favorite YouTubers, Garand Thumb. So, props to Garand Thumb. He has a great channel, and here I decided to make a character based on him. We got him accurate down from the clothes to the weapons as much as we could. Let's go ahead and have a look at it, as well as some of the gameplay and tactics that I think might go along with this build. So if you want to play as Garand Thumb in Ghost Recon Wildlands, guys, here's the character. Let's go ahead and get into this now. Let's start with the outfit, and then we'll get into weapons and tactics and things like that. Let's have a look at the outfit first. Let's start with the head. I actually did go with some facial features and stuff that I thought best fit him in this game. This is as close as you're going to get, unfortunately, but that's okay. You know, all that's important is that you are looking cool, and we are definitely looking cool here. For face, I chose Foxy, eye color brown, and then we chose black, shaggy hair. I think it's as close as we're going to get to the YouTube icon himself. Let's go ahead and have a look down here at the clothes. Oh yeah, no body details that were significant, by the way. All right, let's have a look at the clothes. Short sleeve shirt, and of course plaid. I think that's a very important factor here, is we got to figure in the plaid. Now you can go with the business casual shirt, but this looks a bit sloppy, as he seems like a much more clean cut kind of guy who would have his shirt tucked in or something. This seems too sloppy, so I went with the short sleeve shirt, and I colored it with straps 5. But rest assured, any pattern is totally acceptable for Garand Thumb, so long as it's plaid. You got to keep that going, guys. You got to keep that the plaid there. For vest, I chose the 511 TeknoAXE plate carrier. Now, I don't personally think he's a big fan of 511. I know he's a Cry guy, but there wasn't a Cry plate carrier in the game that I thought really fit what looks like his loadout, so this was as close to the look as I could get. So I chose the plate carrier in multicam. For the pants, we chose Cry Precision Combat, of course, in multicam. If you've seen his channel, and again, there's a link to his channel down in the description below, you know he's a big fan of Cry Precision, and these are some of the best combat pants you can get. Good stuff right there. For footwear, I chose hiking boots. I know he's not a big fan of military boots. He's more a fan of civilian, like really well-made civilian boots. So we went with hiking boots in black. Let's go ahead down here to accessories. All right, for eyewear, I chose the Oakley SI Ballistic M frame in clear with matte black frames. Very good, accurate glasses for this particular character. No face wear. For headwear, I chose the Advanced Ballistics helmet, because you always see him sporting that sexy night vision with the coyote brown helmet. So there we go, right here, Advanced Ballistics helmet. For headsets, I chose headset A, also in coyote brown. For handwear, I chose the Kevlar gloves in sandstone. For backpacks, I chose the 511 Rush 24 in multicam. There's just a lot of 511 gear in this game, and it fits the theme. For patches, I've seen a lot of his videos, and I always see him sporting that black and white American flag patch, and the closest in the game is the 511 black and white American flag patch. I swear this game must be sponsored by 511. There's so much of their gear in this game, but hey, it looks good. It goes together. So there's the overall look. Let's go ahead and have a look at this overall. Here's your overall look of the Garand Thumb character, and I can promise you he plays probably almost as tactically in the game as he does in real life, or at least looks cool doing it. Let's have a look at some of the gameplay. Now that we've seen the character here and the whole outfit that goes together, and it looks really good, let's have a look at some of the gameplay here. I played as tactically as I could. I played with a friend, so that's a big shout out to GunFreakGaming for helping me get some of the footage I needed for this video. We went and assaulted a few bases, being as tactical as we could, because again, it's only important if you look cool while you're doing it. And I promise you, we're both sitting in our mom's basements, playing the game at the same time, being as tactical as we could. And oh my god, I digress. I run on. So here's some tactical gameplay that I did with this character build. Now, as it happens, this is actually a really solid character build, and the weapon I chose for him is no slouch, and we're going to get to that here in a second. He recons his targets. He engages pretty much everything with his primary assault rifle, though he does have a submachine gun as a secondary, and I'll get to that here in a second when I'm showing the weapons. We had a lot of fun both playing this build. I gotta say, I started this off as kind of a joke slash, homage to one of my favorite YouTubers, but as it happens, this build plays really, really well, and the plaid with multicam, it looks really good. All right, so let's go ahead and have a look at the weapons. Now, for the primary weapon, I chose the HK416. Now, I realize this is not the weapon he primarily uses. If you watch Garand Thumb's channel, you know that he really likes that Mark 18, the Daniel Defense Upper. I don't know like everything about AR-15 variants nowadays, but that's what he's using. He's using that short 10.5-inch barrel in that Mark 18. We don't have that in the game. And I realize the 416 is piston operated and the Mark 18 is air quotes direct impingement. But the reason I chose this weapon is because A, it's one of the best assault rifles in the game, and it has the closest look to the rifle that Garand Thumb uses in his videos, especially that B5 stock that he uses. This looks exactly like it. Like, this really fits the look. So let's go ahead and have a look at the parts I put on my 416 to match best I could his rifle. All right, so we're using the stock butt stock. For the optics, we're using the EXPS and G33. It does seem he has a pretty decent love for EOTech optics, and I've seen him run this combination in quite a few videos. So we're using the EXPS and G33. 30 round magazine. Let's move down to the underbarrel. This is a grip you'll see him use a lot on a lot of his tactical rifle setups, so we're just going to skip past that. The foregrip V2, that's what you're going to want to use. We're using the laser sight on the rail because he loves that PEC 15. He runs it on the top of his rail in almost every setup. So I'm using the closest equivalent I can find in this game. We're running it on the side of the rail right there, the laser sight. Of course, we're running a short barrel, and we're running a stock muzzle so we can suppress or unsuppress it however we see fit. This goes together as a really good mock-up of the Mark 18 Mod 0, I believe it is, that he runs in so many of his videos. It looks really close to it, and one thing that accomplishes that is we're running a brown paint job with, what do we have painted black? We have the barrel, the muzzle device, the rail option, and the under barrel option painted black, and everything else is brown with that good worn look. Now, if you're wondering, how do I get that worn look on my weapon? Simple, use it. And otherwise, you might just want to run it black. If you got that good worn look on your 416 and you've been actually using it, if you got out of your mom's basement and you're actually using your HK416, this is the kind of paint you're going to want to put on it. Now, for the secondary weapon, I actually chose the Scorpion Evo 3. Now, I've never seen Garand Thumb use this weapon on his channel, but he does seem to be a fan of CZ products, or at least they're a fan of him because they've sent him quite a few weapons. So I said, if he had a secondary weapon, what would it be? So I went with the CZ Scorpion Evo 3. Maybe he'll feature this weapon on his channel. Maybe they'll send him one and we'll get to see him test this out. In the meantime, this is what I thought might work as a decent secondary weapon. Now, if you're using this on Ghost mode, where you only have one weapon available anyway, of course, obviously use the 416. Or if you don't have the 416, the LVOAC or the M4A1 would be good choices, and you can mock him up like his Mark 18 that he runs. Anyway, we're here talking about the secondary weapon. I just painted it black. Now, the micro red dot sight is definitely something I see him run. I ran the AFG underbarrel not because it's something that I see him run on his YouTube channel, even though this is a tribute to him as a character in Wildlands. I picked this underbarrel simply because this is a good underbarrel in the game. This underbarrel on an SMG is going to give you incredible control over your submachine gun. I ran the laser 3 dot on the rail because he likes to run flashlights on so many of his weapons, and this just simply mocks the look of it. Looks like a flashlight, it looks like that's why I ran that standard barrel suppressor. Let's go ahead and have a look down here at the handgun I chose for this particular character. Now, as far as I can tell, Garand Thumb is a big fan of the Glock 19, or at least he's used it a lot. I know he's used it a lot, likely because it's issued to so many military forces around the world, including our military. Then for whatever reason, he's a big Glock user. Well, there's no Glocks in the game, so I picked what I thought was probably the closest equivalent, which is the SIG P227. What I've gone ahead and done is I left it unsuppressed, and I have put, let's go to the parts here. I put the laser sight on it because it looks most like the flashlight mod that I always see him running on his pistols. Even his daily, everyday carry, conceal carry, he runs a flashlight. So I figured he'd appreciate if I put something that looks like a flashlight, at least on the pistol. Of course, in this game, pistols don't have a whole lot of utility, especially if they're not suppressed. So do go ahead and feel free to suppress that pistol. It does look cooler after all. And as we all know, looks are all that matters. All right, guys. So that is my Garand Thumb build for Ghost Recon Wildlands. I hope you guys like it. If he's happened to watch this, I hope he thinks it's funny. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I did it because I like the guy and I like his channel. Again, check out the link to his channel in the description below. Unlike me, who's just a basement dweller video gamer, he's actually in the military and does cool stuff, and he has real, actual, knowledgeable advice. So definitely check him out. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching. It's been a real pleasure. I'm Darkdally, and that's all I've got for you today. All right. One more thing. Every once in a while, you'll have someone who's older and wiser than you give you some advice, and they'll say, look, I want to tell you this, but I know you're not going to understand because when I was your age, I wouldn't have listened to this advice either. But, and then they go on to give you some advice. Listen to what they have to say. And even if you don't follow that advice, remember, because 20 years down the line, you'll look back and you'll think to yourself, shit, I should have followed that damn advice. All right, guys, I'm Darkdally. I'll catch you guys next time.